Hi everyone, Cindy Nañez here with Divine Marketing Group, and I am so excited that this month we get to talk to Joyful Jess with Thankful Wear. I'm just so excited that you get a chance to hear her story. You know, she's had a lot of success in a very short amount of time as an entrepreneur, and I really know that she can inspire you to go to the next level with your business idea. So make sure you stay tuned for our September marketing moment where we'll be featuring Jessica Mills. Everyone, I am here with Jess with Thankful Wear, and I am so excited because this woman exudes joy, and I knew she had to be our next marketing moment. Jess is the owner of Thankful Wear, and I'm just so excited that you are here to share your story and your success and how you really made your side hustle a reality and how it's really I feel like it's impacting the community. So share a little bit about your beginnings and your story. I would love for everybody to know you a little bit more.
Awesome. Well, Cindy, first, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so excited to be here. And Thankful Wear is my baby. It started as a dream, honestly. And I remember, like it was yesterday, I was lying on the couch and I was like, what can I do to bring my story to fulfillment? And I had a dream, and in my dream, I saw a purple shirt. It was royal purple. Okay. And on the front of it, it said, "Because of Christ." And on the back of the shirt, it said, "I live." And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I started to recount my personal testimony. And of course, in my walk with Christ, I went to the scriptures and everything settled on 1 Thessalonians 5:18, which ultimately is all about giving thanks. And it says this is God's will for us.
Yes.
And because we belong to Him.
Yes.
So I made the decision, I have to put these two things together.
Yes.
And go with it. And so everything started with that dream,
yes,
that idea, and that scripture. And I put those things together. And of course, I had to do some researching, how do I, build a t-shirt business, an apparel business, all of those things. But the basic foundation was that dream that I had. I wanted my story to be heard. Wow. And this was the way to do it. And what better way for my story to be a billboard on a shirt?
I love that. See, the one thing that I heard automatically was that it started with a dream. And I feel like for so many of us, we are all carrying a dream in our hearts. And if we have the faith to really put action to it. See, you put action to the dream that you had. What were those first steps that you took when you're like, okay, I have this dream, I can see it? What was the first thing that you did?
My first thing was, how do you start a t-shirt business? I totally didn't know, and this was right around the time where, people were starting to, because it's very popular now. Yes. Everybody has a t-shirt business. Yes. But this was back when it was beginning to, become a thing. More people were like, I want to do it, not really sure kind of thing. So I had to do some research. And back then, I had just gotten out of college. Okay. So living on my own, I'm like, I need some little extra dough because fresh out of college, that first job's, it's not the greatest.
No, exactly. So you're like, I need a little side hustle
just
to,
to subsidize everything. And so I did some research, and back then a lot of companies were offering to, do the printing and the shipping for you. Okay. So I was looking into third-party vending for that, and that's how I started, and that was with Spreadshirt. Okay. And a lot of other YouTube influencers who had merchandise for sale at events and concerts, they use this. So I would compare, other companies who had that option. Yes. So I started there.
Okay, I love it.
And what a start that was. It's easy because the product is someone else is handling it and they ship directly to your customers for you.
That's a great way to start.
It's a great way to start because
that.
it's not a lot of upfront money.
Yes.
However, the designs that I had a great friend. His name's Darius Carr, and he would create the designs for me. So that portion, I gave him my dream, and he brought the dream to life.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So I really feel like the key there was researching was one of the first things, was just researching what's out there, what are other people doing, so you can get right in the flow. And then I think the other key that I really heard was making a connection. Yes. You know, making that connection with a designer that can help you bring that to reality. Absolutely. And it's so interesting because you talked about using a third-party vendor, which I think is something that could be very key for someone that's trying to start their business as a solopreneur, you know. It's just me. What am I going to do now? You know, but I need to look like I have an arsenal of people behind me. We did the same thing, you know, when we started Divine Marketing Group, was when we decided that we were going to go into, you know, website design. Mind you, we started this business in a recession, so people already thought we were crazy,
right?
But you know, so I'm not too familiar with how this works yet, but I'm going to bring in a third-party vendor to help support that for a season while I, you know, figure out the ins and out of this. Now we do a lot of this in-house, which is great, but, you know, it took time, but that allowed us to build the business a little bit, by little by little, by using a third-party, you know, vendor, and then, you know, working with, you know, people within the community. So I love that. So tell me, how long from, would you say, that the dream to actually selling your first t-shirt?
Well, honestly, it was within a few months.
Oh my gosh,
because I had so many people who supported the idea, the vision, and, you know, small business, and you always have just your inner circle of supporters.
That's right.
And so those people were the first ones to went to the website, purchased the shirt. I still have photos of some of those first shirts that were ever done.
I love that. I kept some of my stuff too. I love that.
And it's encouraging because sometimes, you know, you can get disgruntled when you're like, you know, I'm doing all of this work and no one's supporting me. So it definitely that keeps me motivated. It definitely keeps me motivated. So it was only a few months. And even up until recently, I took, and maybe a year ago is when I started taking all of the business in-house and printing on my own.
So that's been more recently that you've taken on that responsibility.
For 3 almost to 4 years. The business is about 5 years old. So for 3 to 4 years, I was doing all of the printing with third-party vendors. And so that was a lot of overhead.
Yeah, that is a lot of overhead.
A lot. So I made, now just be honest, definitely made a lot of mistakes. Out the gate.
Hey, you know what? I mean, I don't know any business owner that hasn't made a mistake.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is what we learn from. You know, we fail forward, right? We learn from our mistakes, we grow from them, and then it makes us not only better people, but it makes us a better company, right? Because we've learned from that and we've grown. So no, that's huge. So you're now in a position where you are, about a year ago, you're now doing everything in-house. So how has the landscape of your company changed since then because of that?
It has changed drastically. So in the beginning, we had our premier design, which you see here. It says because of Christ. And so since then, we've been able to expand to the second design, which was because of the blood. And then we went to because of mercy. And now our newest and recent design, which is accused but God acquitted. And literally everything was in sequential order of my personal testimony and that first dream I had. Everything literally lines up with that. And so we moved from just strictly being online to when you come to giving someone a tangible product, it's important to be in that customer space. So I book vending events, fairs, concerts, anytime a conference is in town, you know, whether people, where I am,
you're there
in the building.
Know what? I love that. one of the biggest things, someone told me, said this, Cindy, 90% is showing up.
Yes.
90% is showing up. And when I first started my business, that first 5 years, I showed up everywhere. I was at every vendor show. I was at every networking meeting.
It's very important.
I showed up, and that is the key right there. I feel like to building that foundation, that's another great key principle, is showing up, being present. So now, what has that done for your business? Showing up.
It first of all, doing those shows, it's lower when it comes to overhead pricing, because I've already have my inventory in stock.
It's ready.
Right, it's already ready. And then also when you look at what most people charge for a vending fee for the shows, it's not a lot. You know, it may be like $50 of gas, but what you receive on the back end
is huge.
It's humongous. Though that has helped buffer going into the next phase.
I love that.
And so now we've been able to expand to the point where we're offering customization for other businesses.
Oh, I love that.
So we have recently had because we're, like you said, showed up, people who come to these shows will ask, well, hey, I need something for my business. Do you do that? Are you able to, do that? Hand them a card. We have price sheets, website, all of that information readily available. Pass that to them. They can see what it is that they want, what it is that they need. And that has allowed for further expansion of Thankful Wear.
Well, talking about that right now, there's people that are watching that need that type of customization. So where do they go? Your website, contact information for them to contact you and get a hold of you?
Yes, www.thankful-wear, that's WEAR.com. Click the link that says contact us and you will be ready to go.
Yeah, I love that, because I think now it's about being more authentic with your brand.
Yes.
And the chance that they get to work with you, and your designer, and put something together that'll work for them and their company is so special. And I know your heart. See, you put joy on everything. This is why we call her Joyful Jess. So I would love for you to talk about, how do you wake up in the morning? Because when I see you, you are always smiling. And I feel like that joy exudes in your relationships. It exudes in your business. It exudes in your, by the way, she works a full-time job also, okay?
I do.
She does all of this,
I do.
okay? So it is possible, everyone.
It is.
But how do you bring that joy into every situation in your life?
I've learned that before I became this joyful person that you see before you, I had so much anger, so much depression, so much anguish and anxiety just because of things that I had experienced in my life, as a young teen, and being a victim of sexual assault and sexual abuse from the ages of 13 to 18. I literally hated people for no reason, just angry, like, don't talk to me, don't look at me. And it was until I developed a relationship with Christ at the age of between 18 and 19, when I said enough is enough.
That's right.
Like, I have love to give. I have a reason to sing. I have a reason to be present and in the moment. I don't have to be hidden. And I want it to be hidden. I want it to be invisible. And this business is a walking billboard. I can't be hidden. And so I believe that this was, God's grace on my life. And so once I started, being a part of it and it growing on me and, growing with it, it literally became a part of the joy that I experienced. And also knowing the love of Christ, his strength, all of that, it became my joy. I took on his joy and I gave him all of my burdens, all of my issues, all of my concerns. And that is how I literally I wake up and I'm just like, all right, God, it's your day.
That's right.
I'm in it.
That's right.
Let's go. I'm just in it.
You have such a powerful testimony. Thank you for sharing that, because I feel like there's so many people out there that are living in shame. They're living in hurt. They're living in depression, not based off something they did, but something that somebody did to them. And even though God's put this dream in their heart and different ideas, but they're not able to get them out because they're still living in this deep hurt, this deep pain, or this deep shame. And I feel like God has put us in a place that we do not have to, we don't have to be ashamed.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
We have freedom. We have release. And it's because of the blood
Yes.
of Jesus
Yes.
that we can be set free. And, you know, I had a similar experience as you, you know, where somebody took advantage of me when I was younger. And, you know, that brought a lot of questions. It brought a lot of pain. I wanted to just hide somewhere and not
All
be
the
seen.
time.
You know, kind of just push away, you
Yes.
know, men in my life and different like things like that because of being hurt or
Yeah.
taken advantage of. And it wasn't until I hit my knees to the floor and I said, God, it's your will, not my will. Transform me, change
That's
me,
it.
save me, save me.
Yes.
You know, that I was completely transformed. And I remember receiving the joy of the Lord. And I'm like, this is a joy that cannot be
explained.
And it
Yes.
can't be explained. It's just, it is there. And I wake up now every morning and I say, good morning, Jesus. I am so excited for what you have planned, you know? And to be able to proclaim that. Our words are so powerful. And this is why I love this thankful where line, because it is because of Christ. It is because of mercy, you know? It is because of what he did for us that we are standing here today.
Absolutely.
I shouldn't be standing.
No,
I
I
could
agree
have
with you.
committed suicide. I could have been lost. I could have been a prostitute.
Yeah.
All these things could have happened
Yes.
to me because of what happened, you know, to you.
Yeah.
I could have made these choices. I almost joined a gang twice. A lot of people don't know that, but all these things could have resulted. But I made a decision to forgive myself, and remember who he is and what he's done for me, and receive that. And now I get to walk in joy every day.
Yes.
And this is what I love, because when we walk in the room now, there's a double portion of joy.
Yes.
So you just better watch out, get out of the way, because joy is coming.
Exactly.
You know? So,
Exactly.
And we have fun and we love each other. I feel like we are in a place now that as women, as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as company owners, you know, you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be afraid.
Absolutely not.
You can step out in faith.
Yeah.
And at your level of faith, God will meet you there. It is time to make moves.
I agree with you.
It is time to put on those running shoes and run like you've never run before.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is that opportunity. Is there anything else that you really want to share with those that are watching that you know they need to hear?
I just hope that anyone who is watching, if you have an idea, if you have a dream and you don't know how to get started, feel free to reach out to myself or Cindy, you know, whomever, and can help you put those ideas into practice and put those ideas not just on paper, but make them a reality. There's so much technology, research, resources that are at your hands that can help make your dream a reality, and you will start to live life on purpose, live your life in just a new environment. When you start doing what you know you want to do, what you believe God has called you to do, it changes everything around you. It changes how you look at life, and then the people around you that see you moving and shaking, then they will want to come and support you and help bring your vision to life. So
I love that.
Continue going on your dreams and where you want to go, and I promise you, God will make sure that he provides the provision that you need.
I know you must be the change that you want to see in the world. It's you. It's I have to work on myself.
Yeah.
That's where it all starts. So take the leap of faith. Go for it. We know you can do it.
Absolutely.
Because, hey, if God can use us, he can use anybody.
Anybody.
Just saying, okay? So I really, really want you to consider to going to Thankful Wear. Take a look at Jess's line, see what she's doing, get your shirts, because let me tell you, you put those things on and you just feel better, okay? You automatically feel better. And don't forget to visit us at dmgdreamcenter.com and also divinemarketinggroup.com. We would love to see you here soon.